Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Derek OKAHASHI moving to Hawaii. Today we're gonna do KANEOHE on the windward side of Oahu. We've been super excited to show you guys KAILUA, KANEOHE, to do the east side. It's so beautiful, so you're gonna get a bunch of views of the mountains, KANEOHE Bay. The beauty level on this video is gonna be crazy. Make sure you stay tuned to the end. We're actually gonna visit a high-end luxury home, not to sell it or anything, but just to show you a really cool home right next to the ocean in KANEOHE. Stay tuned to the end for that. We're gonna show you places to eat, show you the Windward Mall area, KANEOHE shopping, KANEOHE living. We're gonna give you an idea of where the schools are. So right here, we're actually north of KANEOHE. We're in the Waiahole, Kahalu'u, Ka'ava area. So there's these little towns, little communities as you go north into the rural country area of the island on the northeast side. So we're gonna work our way back to KANEOHE and show you guys everything along the way. Okay guys, so I'm gonna knock my Hawaiian word out a little early this time. I already said the word, so in case you didn't pick it up, how do you say this word right here? So the word is waiahole, waiahole. In the Hawaiian language, the vowels never change. A is always pronounced a, waiahole. I is pronounced e, waiahole. In addition, we've talked about this one in previous videos, but there's Kamehameha Highway. And I wanted to point out Kamehameha Highway because for one, Kamehameha is a royal name in Hawaii. There were King Kamehameha, the great, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this highway that goes all around the island is named after King Kamehameha. Kam Highway, you'll see here local people in short refer to it as Kam Highway. Kamehameha Highway goes all around the northeast side. So you go up here, you'll go to Punalu'u, Laie, Ha'ula, all these little country communities that are right along the ocean. One of the cool things about this highway is, and we'll kind of pan over this way, it's along the shore the whole way. So there are even times when the waves are huge where the water might splash up onto your car. It goes to Sunset Beach, Pipeline, all those famous surf spots. In between you have the Polynesian Cultural Center, BYU University, places to fish, Malai Kahana, all of these cool Hawaiian, local places. We'll tell you more about that later. We're gonna do a video on that side of the island later. That'll be a good one, I can't wait for that. But for now, we're gonna go back to KANEOHE, so let's get going. Pro tip. For me, if you look at our 3 neighborhoods that start with W video, my favorite Hawaiian food is HAWAIIAN. HAWAIIAN's the best Hawaiian food for me. I grew up eating that, but some of my Hawaiian friends tell me that Waiahole Poi Factory is the best Hawaiian food on the island. It may have something to do with the drive, coming up here to a more rural area. This is a great drive. This is probably my favorite drive on the whole island, going around this northeast bend. It's just more secluded and quiet and calm, and you're not around the city. So that's one of the beautiful things about Oahu, right? You can be in the country over here. You can go into the city and see a show or do upscale dining and do all that sort of stuff. You can go out here and go fishing and camping. So KANEOHE is something in between. Can't wait to show you guys, so let's go take a look. This is one of the areas in AHUIMANU. AHUIMANU is a mauka. So mauka, if you remember from other videos, means towards the mountain, and makai means towards the ocean. So in KANEOHE, you have things that are more makai and towards the ocean, and you have these communities that are more mauka. AHUIMANU, Haiku, these areas are more mauka. If you're looking to buy a home in KANEOHE, AHUIMANU might very well be a place you look because it's a big area. There's a lot of homes here. With that being said, carports, typical. So I've talked about this in my videos. Typically, unless the home's been, redone a lot, like this one actually, which is cement, like cement with stucco, same with that one. Hollow tile cinder block on the bottom. But typically the homes were, built probably in the 50s and maybe 60s. You're gonna see carports rather than garage. If you have any parking structure at all, it may just be a driveway. So I'd say driveway, carport. If there's a garage, it's either newer construction or it's a situation where the carport was enclosed to make a garage. Jealousy windows are more typical than sliding windows. And so again, if you don't know, those jealousy windows are the louver type, like the glass windows that you wind, or you just have a thing where you close it like that. In Hawaii, we don't have the weather that you might experience wherever you're from on the mainland. We don't have the extreme heat, although it definitely gets hot and uncomfortable. And we don't have the extreme cold. It gets cold a few times a year, a handful of times a year. Cold to us, 60 degrees in the morning. You just start to see your breath coming out. And to us, that's very cold, but nothing that like a hoodie and a pair of pants and socks and shoes won't solve. And that's rare. One of the things about the windward side is it rains. If you're familiar with what windward and leeward means, this is KANEOHE, KAILUA. This is the windward side. It rains a lot over here. If that is a problem for you because you want to, keep your car nice and you don't like things moist in your house, then probably not the place for you. Pro tip with that whole moisture conversation, I have allergies. My allergies get pretty bad, and I didn't fully understand the whole dust mite thing and whatnot. And I explained to the allergist yesterday that, in California, my allergies had gone away and then they came back. And he explained to me that once you reach a humidity point, a moisture level below 50%, there's no dust mites. Once you go above 50%, you have dust mites. So since Hawaii tends to be more humid, and I live in a more humid spot, just on the other side of these mountains in Mililani, he says, there's no way to get around dust mites. You can minimize, but you're not going to get rid of them. So allergies are a problem here, in addition to all of the different flowers and plants and trees that we have. And we're actually in a good place right now to display that. There's probably hundreds of plant species right within sight of us right now. With that moisture conversation on the windward side, your electrical fixtures don't last as long, stay nice. So your ceiling fans are likely to rust sooner. Light switches and things of that nature, electronics, appliances, they're just gonna go bad quicker. I mean, you have to consider, mold. Your roof, you might have algae growth on your roof. Where I live in Mililani, on the other side of these mountains, you'll see that sometimes on the north-facing side of the house where there's not a lot of sun. You'll see algae growth. Your paint may not do as well. But I bet you the UV exposure is the worst thing for the paint. So Eva Beach might even be worse for that. There's a lot of good trade winds and breeze, and temperatures is pretty predictable. The heat isn't as intense here as Eva Beach and Waianae, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. And one of the trade-offs is you deal with all the moisture. Wow, look at that. That home is falling down. Well, you would say it's a tear down, but it's already tore down. I'm trying to get a vibe for what's... One of the things I'm doing right now, sorry guys, I'm mixing business with business. I have buyers who aren't able to come and look at this home, so we're shooting a video. And, a lot of people who are watching out there, you're on the mainland. So I think I'm on my 6th sight unseen purchase in the last 13, 14 months or something. And, what we do is this process. We get a lot of video of the outside of homes in the neighborhood. And really that sight unseen process is one where we're really negative. We focus on the negative. So we don't want you to get here and say, oh, Derek, we didn't realize that, the home was X, Y, or Z. We make sure we really focus on the negative, tell you all the things about the home, the cracks, the roof, or, I'm not a roofing expert, but anything that we see that could potentially be wrong, we point it out. And it's been a good result so far. There could be different reasons that the seller themselves, would prefer not to expose the home to the market the traditional way. So as agents, sometimes to act in our best interest, we have to really walk a fine line with the rules from the governing bodies that be versus, what's actually in the seller's best interest. In most cases, going to the market, marketing the crap out of it, creating a bidding war, getting the seller the highest amount of money. Who cares about emotions? And in most cases, that is the best thing for the seller. On the buyer side, especially in this market right now, you can't have emotions. You can't be hurt and angry when, oh, our first SHAKA. Thank you, got it back. You can't be angry when a seller doesn't sell to you. There's multiple offers on homes right now. They're just achieving their best, their highest and best for their investment. So that text message that I just finished up with, actually, that is someone who's squeezing all of the juice they can out of this listing. They're making my buyers go up to the, the top of their comfort level. This is a buyer who I've been friends with since middle school, intermediate, and I really challenge him on, are you sure you're comfortable with these numbers? And he is, so it is what it is. They really want this house. So we just stopped on the side of Kam Highway to show you guys some Hawaii street food. We always try to support local. Sorry for the shades too. Not trying to act cool, but really sunny today. Cash App, Venmo, and cash. Okay, so cash or Venmo only. Make sure you bring cash, okay? Okay. Raja.
We're here every day but Sunday. Yeah, church.
There's another thing over here. I'm already sacrificing and eating this for you guys. But this is a lilikoi butter mochi. Butter mochi is a local favorite. Butter mochi is a common thing people bring to parties, to potlucks. It's like mochiko flour or smashed up rice sweetened with condensed milk and all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to stay away from that right now, but we'll get a little plate here just so you guys can see some of the food. Okay, I tried to open it, but the knot's kind of tight. I couldn't open it. We're gonna get back to the van. You guys know I'm a big fancy agent, so I drive a 2016 Honda Odyssey. I'm not in the Tesla BMW Cool Club yet, but not hating though. That was only, you got 2 plates. Oh, this is me. Pretty good. For $5 too. We just received a phone call that we were accepted over 13 offers in this crazy market. 2 things I'm doing. I'm getting an address we're going to an open house right now. Our broker's open on this really cool property. I think it's probably the most expensive property on the market in KANEOHE right now. And it's listed by my brokerage. Not to sell it to any of you necessarily, although I would love to represent you if you guys did want to explore that property. However, we're just showing you a really cool place in KANEOHE and some of the cool views by the bay and stuff. It's gonna be really nice. So I'm double checking the address to that, and then we're gonna call my buyer and give him the great news.
Oh, you f***er what? Better give me some good news. You're fired.
I'm fired if I don't give you good news. I told you don't expect results for a while.
Yeah, come on. Then what are you calling for? Let's go. Give it to me.
Is Sarah available?
Yeah, she's here.
I have a couple of questions for you guys. I wanted to know when the housewarming party is because you got accepted.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah? I lost a couple years of my life there, Derek. Half my hair is gray.
Don't be going crazy on credit cards. Don't be quitting jobs. Don't be taking a bunch of sick days. Don't do anything that makes you look financially different or risky than you were when you got accepted.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye. She said, "Yeah." This was a challenging one, man. We've been working really hard for this one. Sorry for all of the real estate talk. Really cool moment captured because we got accepted in a very competitive, probably the most competitive market on the island, Ewa Beach. But now we are in Haiku, just down a little bit from AHUIMANU. And I brought you over here because I was able to talk to this neighbor right here. If you can see in the back, maybe the GoPro will catch it. Their backyard is like a cliff and views of KANEOHE Bay. So nice. And when I make this U-turn in the cul-de-sac here, you're gonna see on the GoPro these AHUIMANU views. So beautiful. Check out the Marine Corps base. You can see KANEOHE Marine Corps base, KANEOHE Bay as you're coming down this hill in Heia. I just turned left on Haiku. This is the transition from Mauka, KANEOHE, right? So there's not a place called KANEOHE Mauka, but from like AHUIMANU, Haiku, towards the mountains, and you're transitioning towards KANEOHE Bay. So on the right here is Windward Mall. So there's Macy's. Looks like they're having a farmer's market today. There's another shopping area straight across the street there. Leonard's Malasada's here. We're just not doing anything, just driving along this beautiful Kaneohe Bay strip right here. But so this area of Kaneohe is called Lilipuna. So we're on Lilipuna Road. That island back there is called Coconut Island. There's the yacht club down there. It is an amazing, amazing place. With these luxury estates, a lot of times they have a name, right? So the name for this one in Hawaiian translates to King of the Hill. And you'll see why in just a minute. We are here today to showcase for you my team's new listing in Kaneohe. It's offered at $3.4 million. We're on Lilipuna Road, overlooking Kaneohe Bay, and also great views of the Ko'olaus. Uniquely, both views, the Ko'olaus and Kaneohe Bay. You can see Coconut Island in the background. If you or anyone you know who is interested in this type of luxury property in Kaneohe, we'd love to help you out. Let's go take a look. Check out these views. There's no doubt that Hawaii is one of the most sought after destinations in the world. With that, Kaneohe, Kailua, the windward side, is one of the most beautiful parts of these islands. And in Kaneohe, it's hard to beat Lilipuna, where you have views of Kaneohe Bay, the Marine Corps base, Coconut Island, different colors of water, as well as the bay over here, and then the Ko'olau Mountains. So you have Hawaii, you have Kaneohe, Kailua specifically, and then you get into Lilipuna and Kaneohe. This is a perfect example of why Kaneohe is one of the most sought after places on the island. It's a mixture of its beauty, its proximity to Honolulu. The commute's very predictable if you need to go into town. World-class views, world-class living, hard to beat, hard to beat. So one thing is, check out this car in front of us with the kayak and the soft tops. If you go to the beach with a soft top, everyone's gonna know you're a beginner, but that's okay. People should know that you're a hazard if you're a hazard. But one of the cool things about the windward side is great places to kayak, and you can see in the distance on the GoPro the H3 freeway. So we'll be jumping back on that on the way out. And this is the area where I said, you know, you go from AHUIMANU, haiku, you transition to sort of shopping and industrial. So back in here, there's different car dealerships. We're not too far from King, Windward, Nissan, and these other car dealerships. Just on my left, so Gracie K team, Kaneohe team, is right back there. That's where my brother-in-law guys train. And when I first started getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, when I come to Hawaii, that was one of the main places I would train. Really good guys. Right back there was the CrossFit gym, and then there's, I don't know, random industrial things here, and then we get to Hele Fitness. So we'll actually probably put a link to Hele Fitness in this video, just because they're cool and I want to support them. Hele Fitness is one of, there's a couple more starting to pop up, but one of two prominent fitness supply stores, and the pickup place is over here. You can get your, you know, your bumper plates, your bars, your squat racks, and all of the things that you need for a home gym. You can get from Hele Fitness. I have Hele Fitness stuff in my garage. Look at that Kamehameha statue, or sorry, helmet logo, Hawaiian Warrior helmet logo. Right here is CrossFit K Block. So K Kaneohe, CrossFit K Block, and then actually, to the side here is an apartment building, condo building. So here in Kaneohe, there are some, you know, more apartment buildings, condo buildings. In Kailua, there aren't too many big buildings like this. So in Kailua, there's a few. We looked at them in our Kailua video. In Kaneohe, there's a little bit more. So if you're looking for a smaller condo, you don't want to deal with a yard, you don't, you know, none of that stuff, then Kaneohe may be an option over Kailua, but you can accomplish both situations in both communities. We just crossed Kahikili Highway and we're heading into Haiku Village. A little bit more south from AHUIMANU is Haiku. This is Haiku Village. Imagine coming home from work and this is the last part of your drive and you're looking at this, I think for me it feels like you're on a different island when you're over here. The way these Koolau mountains enclose you into the windward side, it really feels like you're just in a whole, a different place. When you cross over and you go into Aiea, Pearl City, a lot more concrete, a lot more freeways and cars, and it just has a different vibe. Cool cultural thing is this Heia preschool right here. Teach Hawaiian culture, teach Hawaiian language. It means like I can speak Hawaiian. Now I can't. I took Hawaiian in high school, but I can't converse and stuff. But I can pick out some words, and there are certain schools on the island that are actually Hawaiian immersion schools. So the culture, the language, the traditions and stuff are actually taught along with modern curriculum. So that's a pretty cool thing about Hawaii. And if that's something you're interested in for your child, I think in most situations you can go, even if you're not of Hawaiian descent. Now, normally it is, native Hawaiian bloodline, families that are seeking out those schools, but I don't think it's required. It's something you can check into. Okay guys, so I just pulled over really quick just to give you an idea of like the Hawaii construction. There's a mixture of homes in this neighborhood. You can see that the date of the homes, is older. These homes are probably built, like I keep saying, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, depending on when and how it was constructed. You may see more like board and batten, basic thin wood construction with flatter roofs, or you may see some they call it hollow block or like cinder block, hollow block tile or hollow tile. You might see that sort of concrete type of construction. If you have a garage, oftentimes it'll be a carport. You can like see this home over here. They actually have a garage. I wonder if that may have been a carport at one point that got enclosed. Right over here, and this home, same type of home, but it's still a carport. So there's actually no garage door, and they've done an extension and built up. So, this is a more mature community. Price per square foot here is a lot higher than, say, Waianae, Kapolei. We just left Haiku. We turned right going kind of southeast on Kahikili Highway. Really, we're coming up to the exit of KANEOHE here. So we started all the way up in Waiahole, which is north of KANEOHE really, but still in the KANEOHE region. And we headed, down into AHUIMANU, Haiku. We shot over to Lilipuna, near KANEOHE Bay. There's other areas too that offer townhomes, condos, things of that nature that have those grand views. So you don't have to buy a $3.4 million home to get those views. There's actually, $800,000 townhomes that have the same views. And now we're exiting KANEOHE. So if we were to keep going straight here, we'd head into KAILUA. But we already did our KAILUA video. We will make it back to the windward side. We'll do whatever you guys request. But we're gonna jump on the H3 and head through the mountains back to the central part of the island. Thank you guys for watching another video with Derek OKAHASHI moving to Hawaii. I hope you guys enjoyed KANEOHE. We will have already released our KAILUA video, so KAILUA and KANEOHE are really the prominent places on the windward side. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what videos you want to see next. We probably have a locker full of videos to release, but if there's something specific that our fans want to see first, then we'll go out and create that content and answer the questions that you want answered in the meantime. Please connect with me on social media, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. On our website, derekokahashi.com, you can register, and that's where we'll start sending you properties if you're looking to buy a home. Whatever you guys need, I just look forward to connecting. So we've gotten some great feedback so far, and thank you guys. Check out my drive home.